All right, boom. We had to make sure our camera was on. Oh, there they go. You will sit right here.
I was like, what? Here, I don't want to block that.
Hey, look, Mr. Brooks talking like we got options, bro. We only got one option right there.
You walk across the room. That's what I was trying to explain to him. You got this.
We only got one.
He was looking at me like, huh? I'm like, hey. Yeah.
Okay, look, messing up my introduction, y'all. They coming in here messing up my introduction for Jamila.
May have to pick, got it
on
there.
there. Hit it. All right, there we go. All right, perfect. Okay, so again, Miss Jamila Hodge, she's with us. I first met her about 3 weeks ago at our happy hour. And I really want to bring her in so she could speak to just kind of explain the title process to some of our newer agents that may not be familiar, our interns, our affiliate members, but also to speak about how you all are different with some of the programs and the things that you offer versus other title companies. Right. Okay. So I know I probably didn't do you any justice as far as an introduction. So why don't you start with just kind of letting everybody know about who you are and explaining yourself, and then we'll go from there.
Well, hello.
So if you look at that camera, they can see that's the camera right there.
Okay. Again, my name is Jamila Hodge, and thank you so much for pronouncing my name correctly, because I get so many different variations on my name.
Really?
So I appreciate that.
You just gotta be patient and take the time.
Well, they want to. It's Jamila, and they want to say Jamila or whatever, anything else but Jamila. So
I tell you.
Well, I'm very glad to be here. This is exciting for me because I think that 2022 is going to be an amazing year for all of you agents, and you taking the time to learn this aspect of the business, of the sales cycle, of what another part of your job is going to really set you apart from all the other agents that are probably still sleeping right now.
Absolutely.
Still sleeping, yes. So Capital Title, it has really been a blessing to me. I've had the privilege, I am a licensed real estate agent. I've been licensed for 12 years. And so I've worked with many different other title providers. And in my career, I really had like a want to educate and to really be able to show other agents that are coming into the industry what like the top producer, brokers, what they're doing. And a lot of times agents did not know that building their closing team and putting partnerships together so that when the business and the volume does come, you guys are not slowing down to speed up or speeding up to slow down, however it is. But having a preferred team and having interviews with everybody that's going to be able to make your business run like a well-oiled machine, that has been just really what has been my drive these last 12 years, is just about building relationships. So that's why I'm here. I think that sets Capital Title apart a little bit because we are a family-owned business. Our corporate office is out in Dallas, and Mr. Bill Shattuck, he is a man that believes in opportunities. So it's not that he just wants to sell title insurance. He wants to be able to give opportunities to every aspect of real estate and to really help agents grow their business the way that they want to. Whatever goal it is that y'all have, you can actually reach that goal. And our team, our escrow officers, our processors, like everybody is all about you reaching the goal and making sure that you have a smooth and timely closing experience every time that you walk into our doors. So my office that I'm in, you can always stop by and come see me. I'm in the Galleria area, right behind the Hidalgo, you know, the little water wall and everything. My office is right down the street. Like literally I can walk to Nordstrom's every day.
What? Do you do that?
Yes, I do.
I know it.
I know Brazil or whatever Brazil cafe very, very well. But that's the type of experience that you get when you work with us. We have bilingual escrow officers in our office, and we can accommodate investors. So we are an investor-friendly title company. And we can accommodate your clients anywhere and everywhere that they want to be. So if your client wants to stay at home and close, we'll make sure that they stay at home and close. If they want to come into our location, and if you want a mariachi band to play, we've had it. If you go to our social media, go to our Instagram, Capital Title Costo. I have posted there some great experiences.
Really?
Yeah. Whatever, we want the experience to be what you want it to be.
Really? I say, Jamila, we want a mariachi band.
We got it.
Y'all got.
Don't make me go to my Instagram page.
We want some music. We want a jazz ensemble to play when they walk through the building.
We have had a jazz, like a saxophonist play. We've had a violinist play, because it's all about the experience that you want for your client. And because we're so accommodating to however that experience is, because however you may want your to run your closing experience, or how you want to close your clients may be very different from how the next agent will want to. And so we believe in customizing every experience. So we have to talk some more about some of the unique closing experiences.
We may have to test that.
Yeah. It makes it fun. Closing is supposed to be fun. And I don't know about show of hands how many agents have already experienced closings that were not fun. But the ones
yes, we've been there.
Right, because every client is going to be different.
I'm just always praying.
Right.
That is over. Get it right.
And I'm going to help y'all to be able to ease a little bit of those stresses, because at the end of the day, communication is everything. If you're communicating, once you receive that contract, you're communicating, my client is going to deliver the earnest funds, or they're going to do it remotely, however is most convenient for your client. And then once we get, the contract is moving, your communication is constant. Our escrow teams, they're following your lead. So whatever you tell us to do, keeping us informed, every new amendment that's coming in, just always communication, because you can never communicate enough. And the earlier that you get all the checks and balances in place, then you get that closing and funding on time.
And the
warm, fuzzy feelings.
Yes.
Get them testimonies. With the capital title sign.
Yes.
All that. All right.
We will get all the angles for you. So let's just start from the beginning.
Okay.
The more of these offers, more of these things, the 1 to 4 contracts that y'all put out, the more opportunities that you are putting out into.
And do you have any of this digital for those that didn't come in and they're looking at us on Zoom? Do you have any of these documents as digital forms?
I do.
Okay, sweet. If you email those over to us.
Yeah.
And for everybody that's interested in one, just drop your email in the chat and we'll get it emailed over to you, the form.
And so next time when I come, I'll make sure I have my presentation together.
Absolutely. We'll definitely have you back.
Thank you. Thank you. So if you haven't read your 1 to 4 contracts, please read through them, because it will definitely tell you how you're supposed to, what the timestamps are for your contract. And then everything in here is definitely negotiable. So that's a whole nother class, and I think it just said low battery.
Uh-oh. All right, keep going. I'll fix that.
Okay, keep talking?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so with this contract, you have earnest and option money. It was a new rule that now earnest and option money does come to the title company. So a lot of agents have kind of been a little conflicted with that. Like, well, who do we write it to? Some of them trust their agents so much that they write the check to their agents. Don't let them do that, okay? Earnest and option money always goes to your title company now. Now, we are very flexible that, say if your seller absolutely has to have their option money, let it come to us, and then we will cut them a check to make it more of a seamless process. And that's one less job for the agent. And so once you get your earnest and your option money and you coordinate how those funds are going to be divvied up, then that really does start the clock for our team. And from there, our team is going to go through and they're going to send all of your documents that you provide to us. And it's another important thing that when you do send your contracts over, send over everything like as a complete package. Send over your 1 to 4 contract, send over your third-party financing addendum, send over the HOA, information, because we're gonna need that. If you have a survey that's already existing, send that survey over. You can fill out the seller's information. You don't have to get it notarized, but in the case that, you don't have that T-47, you can always send that in, and then our team will make sure that they notarize it, because all of our escrow officers are notarized. They're notaries.
Sweet.
And so once we get that contract, we'll receipt it in, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna open title. Now, a lot of times when you get your listing on the MLS, you wanna say, go ahead and open title. But for the title provider, we would more than likely prefer, once you have an executed contract, to send your contract over to us, and then we'll open title from there. Because there's a buyer, there's a seller, there's a whole lot of different entities that need to be on your title commitment, and we'll look at that also. And so it's good that you communicate with your escrow team. You communicate with me. Hey, Jamila, I have a new listing coming online. I'm gonna go ahead and send it your way. And then I'll keep an eye on it. Anything that you need will help with, but once you get that executed contract, then go ahead and send that over to my team.
Sweet.
And you can send it over to me too, and then I will make sure to partner you with the escrow officer that, since this may be your first time working with our team.
So they can start with you. So if I got a contract, I send it to you, and then you'll get it and then put us in contact with who our point of contact is gonna be.
Right.
Sweet. All
To
right.
give you a nice welcome into, the team, and then into our location, and just give you that warm, fuzzy feel. And then also a lot of times I like to pair your personalities with a closer that may fit your personality. You may have a bilingual, buyer and seller, and so I'll pair you with a bilingual team. Or you may have someone that is a commercial contract, so I'm going to pair you with our commercial closers. Or you may have someone that's closing foreign, and so I'm going to pair you with the teams that have a lot of experience in those realms. But once you send it to me, I'll give you that welcome, and then I will connect you over to the escrow officer.
Sweet.
Mhm. And from there, then we're gonna send all the documents, and it's gonna go to our title examinators. So say if you have a property, you don't know what has happened with that property before you got it under contract. So that's what our underwriters and our examining teams and our plant, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at all the liens and everything that may be coming up that you did not know. That seller may have, what do you call them? Those great solar panels.
Oh, yeah.
Girl, it's
Those solar panels are a lot of fun.
They got liens, they ain't paid for them cash.
Exactly. And that's a whole nother thing. If they don't have it paid for, and then you need to get a whole nother lien or have a whole nother loan lease on it. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
But from that point, our team is going to pull together what we call a title commitment. And your title commitment, it's not a scary looking thing. It's going to come to you in email.
Well, how long does it take for your plant to examine and then get the commitment back typically?
Typically, we're running from about 7 days.
7 days. All right. So a week. Perfect.
Mhm. So if you haven't received your commitment within 7 days after you have sent it over to us, you can always send us an email and just say, hey, is the commitment ready? Because there could be something on this commitment that you may not be aware of. And so you just always want to kind of look at those documents and have the proper time to assess them.
And you may have said this because I'm monitoring the chat. We're getting questions. You may have said it earlier. Do you all have multiple locations? And if so, where are those locations?
So we do. We have 19 here in Houston.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we have 90 total in Texas.
Oh, wow. Sweet. Okay.
And
So you got 19 offices in the Houston area.
in the Houston
So
area.
y'all pretty much have it covered.
We have it all covered. Every side of town, Katy, Sugarland, Woodland, Resort, wherever, we'll have an office to accommodate you. And if we can't, we can still send like a notary, or even sometimes our escrow officers will go and they'll close them themselves. So it just depends on the timing.
And if we were to open title with the Galleria office, which is the office that you're here,
Mhm.
but they wanted to close at one of the other 19, that's an option.
That's the perfect option.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we don't want you to have to feel like you have to come into the Galleria office. Our main thing is that you want to build that relationship with the closing team that's going to get to know you and your business. And so that way you're working with Miss S. Marie and she knows you by name. You can call her on her cell phone and she knows you like your clients to be, talked to a certain way, or you may need.
Look at Mark.
She's gonna learn you, and then over the course of time, you're gonna build a relationship with her. So she'll handle all your paperwork, and then she'll coordinate your closing wherever is most convenient for you and your client.
Absolutely. And I know Miss S. Marie.
Yes.
We like
Yes.
Miss S. Marie, absolutely.
She does a lot. She has her hands on a lot of business in Third Ward,
Yeah.
all over. So she's a very huge wealth of knowledge.
Absolutely.
Clients that are passed away, she knows how to get them done.
She know how to get it done.
She knows how to get it done. Yes, and she's not afraid to tell you, the truth too, because a lot of times in escrow, they want to make the agents happy. They want to make the lenders happy. It's a very sensitive, tough subject when you're the middle person.
Mhm.
And you don't want to be the reason that your files don't close or they're, off. So they try to, put a Band-Aid on a lot of stuff, but not our team. Our team would much rather be upfront with you so that you know exactly what to expect, so that you can get your side done and so that you can close, accordingly.
Tell us the truth.
We
As
will
soon
tell
as
you the
possible.
truth. Yes.
So we can go
Yes.
fix it.
Yeah. And she's not afraid. Our team is not afraid to kind of guide you through the way as well. So if there's questions that you have, if this is your first closing experience, they are more than well able to, answer all those questions.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask that question because, a lot of times new agents, if it's their first transaction, they're apprehensive, right? Because they don't really know what's going on. So to be, it's good to partner with a title company that is conscious of that,
Yeah.
and that's willing to kind of help coach them through the process.
And that's me too, because I do have experience. So if you're unable to get in touch with the escrow team, you can always call me and I always pick up my cell phone or I always answer emails. Like that's my value add, is that you can ask me certain questions about your contract. Respectfully of your brokers, I'm not going to step on anyone's toes.
Oh no, call Jamila. You ain't got to call us. Call her.
But I can answer some questions. And I'm not afraid to too. So
Sweet.
yeah. And so from there, once you have this title commitment, a lot of agents don't read it.
Facts.
So it looks like, I think it's like the last.
Schedule C,
exhibit to
baby.
see if there's any liens, and then after
Well, a
that,
lot of them
like,
don't do that.
A lot of,
Yeah.
please read your commitments. If anything, you just skim through it really quick. It's broken in 4 sections. You got Schedule A, Schedule B, Schedule C, and Schedule D. And the ones that you really want to always look at for sure is Schedule B and Schedule C. Because Schedule C is going to tell you what that payoff is. It's going to tell you things that maybe you didn't know, that maybe the other side did not tell you, but you can find everything that the seller has to kind of clear.
So like
Schedule C.
liens, clouds,
Yeah.
encumbrances, like all these terms that CC learning in class.
Yes.
Clouds, liens,
Yes.
encumbrances, all that stuff. So I'm Schedule C.
And sometimes you can use it as a negotiating tool too. Like if you do have to renegotiate and say you're on the buyer side and then the seller tells you, well, I'm only making $50,000 from this deal, so I don't have any extra funds to give your buyer. You can look at Schedule C and be like, your lien is only $20.
Right.
I think that you can give my client a little bit, but it's just about you knowing the knowledge and kind of trying to always stay ahead of the other agent so that whenever they try you, you can try them.
Absolutely. Don't do me.
Yeah. But this is a really good tool for you. This that I brought also, and I will send out these handouts to read them because they have terms in here. And I know you're going through the classes and stuff like that, but really take the time to read through the literature, because the more that you read it, the more familiar that you're gonna come with everything.
Read the stuff, y'all.
Yes,
Especially my new agents.
yes.
Y'all gotta read. When you first get into real estate, you're gonna be read everything. Like you
Yeah.
said, read the contract, all the forms, any literature, your realtor magazines. We were talking about that today. Read your realtor magazines, your national one, the state one. Read everything.
Read
Especially if you're new.
everything.
Mhm.
Because what I used to do, I used to create like a Bible, like my first title commitment, or if I had another agent that did a closing, or from my broker, I'm like, could I have a sample of that? And then I would put that in my binder. Contracts, there's so many different versions of contracts. Put it all together in one place, bind it together, and then sometimes study it, because that's what's going to empower you to be a little bit different from the next agent who hasn't read it. Okay.
Absolutely. All right, we got another question for you.
Yeah.
All right, so and this is Tanya. Tanya wants to know, why is it recommended to choose the seller's title company when making an offer? How can I convince my client to choose your title company instead of the seller's title company?
Oh, thank you. So we've created monsters in this industry where someone, I guess years ago, said it's the sellers that get to choose.
Because
and
they're
then-
paying title insurance.
because they're paying the title insurance. But really it is a negotiable thing. Now, I wouldn't say lose your deal over your title company, but when you think about the seller has the relationship with the title company. And now in this market, some of the sellers aren't even paying the title insurance.
Mhm.
Some of them are splitting the cost. So now you have more of that authority to say, look, if my buyer is paying for this title policy, then we want to go with somebody that I know I can pick up a phone, I can call them, and I can have that one-on-one, relationship with them.
Yeah.
Because they will look out for the seller. And in times when you're busting out of your contract and you want it to be easy for you to get your earnest funds back, they have a relationship to that other agent. And sometimes they can make your client jump through hoops to get those funds back. So
Mhm.
it's a negotiable thing. We've created monsters where everyone just thinks you have to give 1% of your earnest funds and you have to use my title company and all these other things. But the reason that they do that is because they have built that relationship with that escrow team, and it makes them easier. They can send the contract, they know it's in good hands. And then you on the buyer side, you're just kind of hoping that they're a good team for you.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's a good question.
Absolutely.
And hopefully you'll build your relationships with me, and then you'll have a lot of listings, and then we'll be your preferred title team.
There it is. There it is.
So our team, we work very flexible. Like as long as we clear off everything on Schedule C, and then everything that has been met with your contract is met. Most of the time, once we get that clear to close from the lender, we can schedule closings, 14 days out, 7 days out, 30 days out, however it is according to your contract. And as long as you're just keeping everybody in the loop, because you got to remember, there's also a lender involved. There's an insurance company involved. There's home warranty company involved. Like there's lots of moving parts. So the more that you treat this like a business and you direct how your closing is going to go, the more seamless that you're going to have experiences. But once we clear everything off of Schedule C, then now that's when we're going to start coordinating your closing. And that's the fun part.
That's the fun part.
That is when you, that is when you can go ahead and start to say what is most convenient for you and your client to close. And a lot of times, like if your client is out of town, they don't have to be here to close. You just let the title team know when and where they are and what time meets their schedule, and then they can accommodate. And then let's talk about title policy, because that's the last part. So that title policy of the coverage that either the seller or the buyer is paying for. So what that does is it takes care of anything that you might not have known happened to that property previously.
Mm.
So for example, say that you didn't know there was a septic tank in the back of your ranch. And so you did a survey. The survey doesn't have that there's a septic tank or whatever. You didn't know that that septic tank was back there. And then so something comes up that is a part of like a lien on your property. That's what that title insurance, like that's what that covers. So it's the unknowns. It's the stuff that the seller did not disclose. It's the stuff that for some reason it just didn't come up and it happened to come up and now you have a claim. That's what that coverage is for. And that's what you're paying for. You're just paying for, we're buying this house. We think that we're getting it. Our team is going to do our due diligence to make sure it's free and clear. And we're going to do our due diligence to make sure that when you do get your keys, there's nothing else that should come up. But in the event that something does, that's what that title coverage, that's what that pays for.
So it sounds like what you're saying is title insurance is once you hand the client the keys, they ain't got to worry about somebody coming and say, hey man, that wasn't your, that's my house. They couldn't sell that house for you. And then you having to deal with defending all of that.
Yeah. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are buying and selling properties that don't belong to them.
Mm-hmm.
I was on an eviction court case the other day and I was just blown away that 5 times there were people that said, I bought a house. I put my life savings down for this property. And a seller, the actual rightful owner comes and is like, you got to get out of my house.
Mm.
It happens. So that's another thing why you want to work with a title company, because it protects you. It makes sure that before your client gives anybody any money, they're giving it to the rightful person and that things are being done the correct way. You have so many people trying to take advantage of, especially like our elderly people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
They're taking advantage of them. They are signing like fake notary seals and just really taking advantage of people. So you just want to make sure that you set your client up to go through this process the right way. And and you're doing your due diligence and we're all working as a team to make sure that they're not working with somebody who doesn't actually own or have the authority to say that they're selling this property.
Yeah, that's a bad day. Somebody putting you out your house that you didn't pay for.
Yeah, the lady, she had paid $75,000 to do renovations, was pretty much living in the property, only for it to not be hers. Yeah.
Somebody got to die.
She didn't use the title company.
She did not use a title company. Someone said they owned the house. This is what they're selling it for. They did all that. She gave them a check.
She didn't use a realtor either, right?
She didn't use a realtor.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
You would think in today's day and age that someone would be like, I wasn't born yesterday.
Right.
But you have a lot that they're just so excited to do this process and they're very anxious. Maybe they've had a bad experience before. And then the first opportunity that comes, they're like running with it. 75,000. That was one of the 5.
She had no
One of the
recourse.
5.
She just had to go.
The judge had to tell her, I'm so sorry, but I have to give the property back to the rightful owners.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a real thing, though. I remember that was a big thing because a lot of people were doing that through Craigslist. That's how they got such a bad rep, because people was filing for it
Every day.
mm-hmm.
And just handing their money away.
That's horrible.
I know. I'm like, I asked you for $5 and you like, having a fit. No, I won't ask you for $5.
Yeah, but more people need to hear it. I mean, it's just a situation. People didn't have the information, they didn't have the knowledge. My people perish for lack of knowledge. So that's 75 grand. That's a hard lesson to learn from.
It's a hard lesson to learn, and it was her savings.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's why, you don't really see all of the heavy paperwork that the escrow team is under. And you don't really see like just the craziness that goes on in our office, and you should never feel that. But that's why, because we want to make sure that we're doing things the right way. And at the end of the day, this should be a good experience for you and your client. And if it's not, we're human. People do make mistakes.
Do they?
We make mistakes, but we're always open to say, we're sorry, and we'll try to fix it and make sure like we can grow this relationship and just work on it for next time.
Sweet. Okay.
Mhm.
I have a question that may or may not be related. So when it comes to the mineral rights, have you had anybody ever come back and say, hey, I need to get the rights back to the land, I'm gonna do some digging? Have you ever had any?
Out in rural areas, even on top of that, like we've had sellers who they sold 14 acres. And then when the surveying team goes out there, they realize it's really 30 acres. And then they're like, wait a minute, pause. Now I want $100,000 more dollars.
Yeah.
So it really does happen. And that's another team that we send out. Your title team will send out the survey. And so if your client doesn't have an existing survey, we'll send that out. But yeah, that does come up, especially out in the suburbs and
Wow.
way out.
So what happens if that happens? Like if the land is really 13 more acres, the seller can't back out?
The seller can back out.
Okay.
And they can make it very hard for the client to keep, to fulfill
Mhm.
that obligation, because they want more money.
Mhm.
Now
I
you
mean, I
make
would too.
right. You can't blame them for trying.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like they'll either ask you to bring more money to, to the table, or they may just say, stop, let's renegotiate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, this is really for the agents and everybody involved to really be in sync. If you're not in sync with your client for that, whatever the duration of your contract is, you got to open up your mouth more and communicate more.
Mhm.
Because you're all one accord until you get the keys, and then they're like, what happened? I haven't talked to you in 2 days.
Yeah. So we have another question. This is from Geraldine. She wants to know, what type of tools do your office utilize for marketing when partnering with agents?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you.
Mhm.
So every time that you close with our team, we do this program called Just Sold Cards. And so every closing that you have with us, we will help you to send out 100 of these postcards.
Mm.
So say like you're farming an area, if you want to use this as one of your additional marketing touches, then we'll partner with you. You pay $55 just for this from your commissions, and then Capital Title will fund the rest. They'll fund the postage, and we'll pull the list for you. If you already have a list of 100 people that you've been pounding on, we'll use that list too. And it doesn't necessarily have to be just sold in that area.
Mhm.
But the fact that you are closing the deal with us, we're able to say you just sold another listing and then help you with your marketing piece. And then that's kind of where we are. Like, we want to see what your goals are. I don't think of myself as an accountability manager or like accountability partner, but I can be. Like, I'll be like, you said you're sending me 5 deals today. Like, what happened?
Where the other folk?
Where the other 4? I thought you wanted to make $25,000,
Absolutely.
So that's one of the tools we do. Just Sold Cards will help you get your business plan together. We have a great app called Cap App. And now this one, you can have it on your phone and you can have it on your desktop. What's so cool about it on your phone is you could be at the property and say your client is like, well, how much is this going to cost me? What's my mortgage going to be? You can plug in the numbers and then say, before they even come down the stairs, your mortgage is going to be $1,500 because it's going to already have your everything, your PMI, your insurance, everything, the taxes is all going to be equated in there. And then you can text it to your client. It just makes you look like, oh, numbers,
You a boss.
Yeah. Especially too, if your client is in a property that's a little bit on the top of their budget, and you're like, man, I'm trying to get them to understand, really using, that app to say, I thought you said you wanted to only spend $2,000 a month. And then you're looking at this house, when I equate all your taxes and everything, you're at $2,500.
Mhm.
Is that what you want to really do? And they're like, or they're like, yeah.
Yeah. I was holding back a little. I can afford 2,500.
They do say that. And you're like, okay, look, I'm gonna get that in writing because I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But it does make you, help you to stand apart. And then we also use Breakthrough Broker as well. So if you need flyers for your open houses, or
What
if
about
you-
door hangers? She asked about door hangers specifically. Y'all do door hangers?
door hangers are also in Breakthrough Broker. I'll set you up in an account, and then you just create it. So the only thing is that you have to download your PDF and then take it to a printing company.
Mhm.
So you'll have to do the printing part when it comes to like marketing pieces and flyers and stuff, because my printer is only black and white at my office
Gotcha. So it's just more for the design.
for the design. But for your postcards, we will design this. You get to choose, whatever design that you want, and then we'll do that for you, and we'll send it out.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Is there any criteria to do that first? Like, do you have to have closed with you guys already?
Well, she said every time you close, right?
Every time you close.
You get another postcard that'll go out to 100 people for you.
Yeah.
So if it's not a just sold and you just wanted to do some forming.
So if you wanted to do, with the title industry, it's very highly regulated. And so when you're working with us, we have to make sure like we're playing within that sandbox. So this program is going to be more of like a just sold, or like we closed another house, we closed another refi. That way we're standing in the lines of what our
You can
regulations
do.
are.
Yeah.
So what if you're on the
I remember
buyer
them
side.
days wasn't like that.
Man.
like? What if you're on the buyer
Good
seller
day.
side? Does it matter?
Yeah, if you're on the buyer side, we can still pull just sold. And if you're on the seller side, we can pull just sold. So what I like to do, because say if you directed the listing to me. So, and I know that you're farming this area that you actually listed and sold in. So for the buyer, I'm not gonna say, hey, let's do just sold at the same,
Right.
subdivision that you just did.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna try to direct them on what's their marketing plan, and then they can pay for their 100 postcards, and it's gonna go to a whole different area.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then also for the lenders too, because we do a lot of refis. So even for the lenders that are trying to grow their business, we can do that for them, just sold or just refi
To 100 people.
to 100 people. And it's a part of, your marketing campaign, because I'm hoping that each of y'all have a marketing campaign, you have social media
A marketing what?
campaign,
You talking about a strategy, a plan?
a
What?
strategy and a plan.
We're winging it. What are you talking about?
I hope you're not winging it. But I hope that you are developing your plan and that you're sticking to that. And whatever your plan is, we'll sit down and I'll say, okay, let's get organized with it. And then if you go drop CMAs off on a street, or if you go deliver, you have your postcards going out, and then you do like a Facebook thing. And that's what we're trying to do. Like, I don't think that any of the agents in this room and on the
Zoom.
thing right there, I don't think that you're in this industry to not make money. So
Well, no, yeah, we in it to make money. now.
Yes.
I'll speak for 'em.
yeah.
I'll be the voice for y'all. But I'm glad you said that, because the reality is why we really encourage, we really pressure you all to take advantage of the coaching opportunities, the coaching sessions, because exactly what Jamila just mentioned, those are the things that we work on in the coaching, right? We work on your marketing plan, how you're going to approach this business, your strategy, how we're going to utilize social media as a platform. Because to be honest, and she knows it, I know y'all tired of hearing from me. Y'all like, oh, that's just, you know how people
He
do.
just saying it.
Yeah, that's Mike. We know he's gonna say that. Yeah. I'm glad you're hearing from somebody else that's in this industry, because that's critical to have that in place if you're gonna have sustainability in this business.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be operating it like that. You can't be winging it. And you deal with a lot of agents, Jamila. How many of them winging it?
I would say with our team,
I'm just saying in general, like
In
of all
general?
in our industry, agents out there doing real estate.
yeah. So there's 50,000 agents that are licensed. I think that maybe they said about 30,000 or 25,000 are actually like driving the business, and it's probably less than that.
Yeah. So most people are winging,
Yeah, yeah.
right? It ain't gonna be us though. We ain't gonna be the ones doing
Please don't,
it.
because I could speak for myself. When I got licensed, I want to do everything else but real estate. I literally was like, no, I'm gonna go work for ADT commercial and I'm gonna go do all this other stuff. And I don't know why. I just was like, I felt like I couldn't bet on myself. But it wasn't that. It was more the fact that like I needed to have a plan and I needed to be organized. And it was hard work.
Yeah.
Sounds like you needed that Coach Mike in your life.
Yeah.
That's support, baby.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he brought that up, right?
Mhm.
For some of our newer agents,
Yeah.
right, that are, they less than 1 or 2 years in the business. In your opinion,
Yeah.
how critical is like the right kind of support around them when they first get into the business? How important is that?
It's
In your
very,
opinion?
very critical. Because you think about all the connections that they have. There are other brokers out there that don't have any connections. Like they just say, you're hanging your license with me and figure it out. And it could take you 5 years to really figure this business out. But if you listen to them and actually put what they're saying in place, you may be successful, right?
You gonna be
You're
successful.
going to be successful.
You listen to us, you gonna be successful.
Yes. And I mean, how many million people are here in Houston?
Yeah, a lot. Close to 6 million in the Metroplex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if y'all practice commercial or if you do leases or if you do outside of Houston, or even if you protest taxes and stuff like that. Like there's just so many avenues to be able to make income. But it's a numbers game.
Mhm. See, y'all heard it from her.
Yeah.
And look, we're gonna take that too. We're gonna send that out in our digital marketing. That little plug you gave us, Jamila. We're gonna do it.
Thank you.
So now you do mobile notary stuff. Y'all do mobile notary. I know we have some agents that are they're notaries and
Yeah.
they're thinking about doing that as like a supplement. Can you speak to that a little
Yes.
bit?
I commend you on diversifying yourself and diversifying your business. Because sometimes you may want to do more than just buy, sell, lease houses. So with our company, we do have vetted mobile notaries. So you do have to go through a process with our team, but we will partner you with people that are vetted with our company. That way you can get some experience, because it's starting to be a little saturated with notaries
With the mobile
coming out.
notaries?
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of opportunity there too. And it's really about the relationships, because you have to think, when someone comes to our closing table and we know that we want them to have the utmost closing experience, and then you're a notary, but you've never done a sell, you don't know what any of the loan docs, what they read, you haven't got the proper certification, you don't have the proper insurance. Like, we're not going to put you in front of a client without you really having a little bit of experience, because those notaries, they represent us and our name means everything to us. Just like I know y'all's name means everything to y'all.
Absolutely.
So it is a process. And I do see a lot of agents getting into the industry. And I think that it's really good that you diversify yourself and you can make, some quick income. I think that the class that we had, we did do a loan signing class for just realtors. And she said that they charge between $75 to $250. So that's some extra cash there.
There we go. Oh, Geraldine says she's a licensed signing agent.
Yeah.
Or a loan signing agent.
Reach
I
out.
think LaQuana.
Reach out.
Margaret, you want
Reach out. I mean, we have 19 locations. So if you're willing to, go after the business, we'll help you to get on our
Set
vendor
up.
list. Mhm.
So do they reach out to you?
Please
All right.
reach out to
So
me.
y'all reach out to
Yeah.
Jamila and get set up.
Yeah. And, I just think that, before, like they used to say that saying, like, you only can do one thing,
Oh, the niche.
the niche. But I really do believe that you could really excel in a lot of different things. I think that if you choose, like, real estate can really be a blessing to you. The more that you sell, the more of that quality of lifestyle that you're going to be able to achieve. So don't forget, like, don't be like me. Like, I was running away from the money, and these companies were not paying me what I make now. So I don't understand that.
Running away from the money. I love
Yeah.
it. It's good stuff. All
But
right.
now everything comes to me now. Yes.
Everything. Yes, you're attracting it all.
I'm attracting it all, and I'm attracting y'all's business, and I hope that that we stay very in communication with each other, and that we're able to do a lot together.
Absolutely. Well, have we got you in our private Facebook group?
I don't
Are you on
think
Facebook?
so. I am on Facebook.
Okay, we got to get you in the private Facebook group.
Okay.
Definitely take advantage of that platform because all of our agents are in there. It's a great way to engage. We're
Yeah.
constantly posting in there as well. So we're very intentional about being connected and staying connected because we really appreciate what you're doing. You're giving us this information as well as giving us these good vittles that we're smelling as well. But it's important to have relationships and partnerships. For where Brooks and Davis wants to go, we're not going to be able to do it by ourselves. We got to have good people in our corner.
Yeah.
We definitely identify Capital Title and you and S. Marie as good people, along with Adelina and some of the other partners that have worked with us. So we're absolutely going to stay connected. Definitely going to keep you all involved in what we have going on.
Thank you.
And do the same, like whatever you all have going on, keep us involved and connected so we can all grow together. Okay.
We have a schedule of learning every Thursday morning from 10:30 to 12. So 10:30 to 11 is kind of like check-in time. And 11 o'clock, we start promptly with our presentations. So every Thursday morning, if you need CE or if you need any other type of, marketing classes and stuff like that, usually we'll have something going on Thursday mornings.
Sweet. Now, is there like a calendar that we can go to, a website to see all of that?
I'm going to send it to you.
All right.
Because I am finishing out the next quarter.
I understand.
I have a mold class coming up, and then a couple of other lending class. I have a luxury lending class. So if any one of you are doing jumbo loans, super jumbo loans, needing unique asset loans, we'll be at Regions Bank tomorrow. And she'll be Lynn Lane. I don't know if any of you have worked with her, but she'll be going through that presentation.
Sweet. All right. Does anybody have any additional questions on the Zoom before we wrap things up? Oh, well, I'm just telling the people y'all can ask y'all questions. I'm just seeing if the people on Zoom have any questions before we wrap things up.
One thing you were just mentioning, you were saying luxury lending. Is it a class on that?
Okay, hold on. Say it again, Brittany. We didn't hear you. Let me turn you up.
She had mentioned luxury lending. Is she offering a class on that? I'm still brand new. I'm not yet licensed, so I'm just learning.
Okay, so she's asking about the luxury class. Now, here's the question for us specifically, right? Because we have members that are licensed, but then we also have members that are non-licensed, and they're connected to us through our affiliate program. So Brittany's one of our affiliate members.
Okay.
Would they be able to participate in the class? I guess that's her question. Hey, just come check that battery.
Absolutely, because we're just putting out the knowledge and the resources. So anyone can tap into our classes, and we'll be more than happy to welcome you. Sometimes, like, we do have some high level classes that are going on that it just may be too high, so we'll definitely let you know, like, this one may not be, but come next Thursday, And then I also wanted to just point out that, I want to be your preferred title, team. I know that there's a lot of title companies out here, and I'm not asking for everything. I am not a greedy person, but I am asking that you just kind of keep me considered.
Keep you in the rotation.
Keep me in the rotation, please. And at least, like, if you're going to split with me and somebody else, like, give me 2 and give them 2, just even.
Keep me in the rotation.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. All right. That answer your question, Brittany?
Yes. I just need to know how to get in contact with her, like, whenever the classes will come about.
So Brittany, drop your email in the chat, and anybody else that's interested, we're going to be sending out some of the forms digitally as well as the calendar. So drop your email in the chat and we'll get that to you as well.
And we have the email blast too, where we send out every, week so that you know what classes are there, and then you can register. Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Anything else?
Was I on time?
You was on it.
Wow.
You did that. Okay, well, Jamila, you have anything else that you want to share with the people? Any final words?
I appreciate y'all and hopefully I'll be back again. And let's get some business going.
Yeah, let's make some money. Let's make some money. All right. So what we're glad you all participated with us virtually on Zoom. Too bad you can't take advantage of this beautiful wing stop that we're going to indulge ourselves in here at the office. Maybe on the next go round, y'all can do that. But y'all know how to get in contact with me. If y'all have any questions, reach out to me or reach out to the office. And we'll get you taken care of. We see your emails, so we'll get all that information to you. If nobody has anything else, we're going to sign off digitally and we'll just fellowship here in the office. Y'all have a great one.
Follow us on Instagram, Capital Title Post Oak.
Oh, there she is. Capital Title Post Oak.
Yeah.
Follow them on IG.
Follow us, and then we're Capital Title Post Oak on Facebook too.
Capital Title Post Oak. All right. And then before you leave, we'll get you in make sure we get you in a private Facebook group. All right. All right, family. Y'all have a great day. We'll get this information out to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.
I was trying to. You had me going back to my emails, like, I know I did.
I'll stay on for a little bit too if y'all have any
Janet.
questions. If y'all want to talk to me, I'll stay on for a little bit.
Oh,
I was like, wait a minute.
I think I know she was a little, the last experience, but she's calmed down a lot.
It's Marie.
She is amazing. She has a new assistant now too, so a lot of experience there.
She just needed some more help.
Yeah. She'll do it all by herself if she have to.
All right, look, don't be shy. Jamila want that chicken. Look, I see what she.
Well,
see
no,
what she-
I have one more appointment,
Oh, you
so
got to
I'm gonna leave it. I can't. I'm sorry. I set it for 1:30.
Oh, that makes sense. All right, let me see your phone. Pull your Facebook up.
And do we have your card?
Yes.
Yeah, let me make sure.
Handout?
Yeah, you got another
It
one of
didn't
those.
say
setups?
join.
The
Yeah.
notepads.
Uh-huh.
She can have this one.
I think
Yeah,
that was my last.
She can have that
Oh,
one.
was it?
Oh, well, she
But
had it.
I'll bring more for sure.
See your Facebook page.
It didn't give me the option to join. I don't know.
She was there.
Oh, the.
Yeah. And there was a message for Jamila.
She said Capital Title Post Oaks. They have 19 locations.
They have 19 locations throughout the city. Yep.
Okay. She's on Instagram. I barely use
I
Facebook.
did it now.
How you say you barely use it?
M and
She's on
M.
Facebook too.
Which one? M.
Yeah, I barely use Facebook.
That's not the right people.
So what? You on? But you be on Instagram. I be seeing you on IG.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram.
No, she's on
That
Instagram
looks like
too.
mine.
Capital.
Yes.
Hi, Alan.
The post, and I hit follow, and I don't think I should have followed them.
Okay, so
I was looking and it said join, but I didn't see anything that said join.
Perfect.
Wow.
That's okay.
I mean, I see your picture.
We're gonna say you're a fan
Mhm.
and you agree to the rules,
Yes.
which is be kind and courteous.
Nice.
She did.
I could do that.
All right, perfect. So I'm gonna approve you now. So now that's a great platform to engage on. With everybody. Yeah, let's get a picture. Just
thank
what you want us
y'all.
to do before she leave. You know, we gotta get out of here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I missed the beginning of it. I was trying to finish up another webinar.
We-
Okay, family, if y'all need anything else, I'm about to sign.
Last question. Is
Oh, you
this
have a
her
question?
email? Yes. The last email from MGD to everyone, is that the title company email?
What the email say?
It looked like
That's great.
um
So much knowledge.
Shanta Lines.
Oh,
Hey, y'all
no,
hear
no,
that?
Shantae Kleins. That's one of our agents.
Oh,
All right, hold on, Brittany, we're gonna take a picture.
all right. Goodbye. Thank you for your time.
Which one of these? Which one of those?
Where's the light hitting? Oh, you gonna do it over there?
Couple of times.
Put your hand there and it's supposed
So they didn't- Thank you.
We will get to see you. Are you coming tonight? Did you get the
No, I did.
Okay.
Let's take a picture
We're gonna sit.
so she can get out. Okay, sit down, Jamila.
Yeah,
Sit
no.
down.
I know.
Somebody sit
Trying.
down, somebody sit down.
Oh.
All right, Jamila, I'm
We
trying
was
to get you
trying,
out
we
of
was like,
here.
we're gonna get fired.
Look, I'm trying to get you out of here.
Oh, just we can see-
Oh.
we can see you.
Oh, this is a good camera.
Yeah. Everybody in?
All right, one,
So, yeah, we see.
We see, we see.
CC, put your hand up. I don't see it. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see, see, see. Oh,
Come on, you
oh,
come
you
up.
trying to do some kind of magic trick?
Yeah, no, it does that.
Oh.
There it is.
Supposed to. Yeah, you put your hand.
Yeah, it worked with me. It took it.
You might put the timer on now.
It took it,
I see
didn't
it.
it?
Do it.
Do it, I mean, Margaret, just hold it up there.
Yay.
That was
All right.
Thank y'all. Can someone text it to me?
Yeah, we'll do it.
That's a pretty cool little
That's
gadget.
right.
We need a class on
Is it like
that
an Android?
I know, give me a class on that one.
Have that.
They ain't got that one.
So it didn't take a picture with my hand, like. No, it doesn't. I have motion on